Apparently I've confused some of y'all about my decisions around my cows. So going into our cattle sale, which was last weekend, I told y'all that we were selling all of our cows who had a spring due date because we were trying to get all of our cows calving in fall in the same calving season. And then we sold a couple more who were due in the fall, like my cow Fiona. And I made the decision to sell her because she was pregnant with a bull, and because, you know, I try to keep my numbers down. I try to sell at least one per year, but it confused people why I had to sell one, but then I was allowed to buy one. And it also confused y'all why I bought one that would have to calve spring her first time. So I'm gonna let y'all into the inner workings of my brain and why I made those decisions. So first of all, I am graciously allowed to have my cows here on this farm. My parents own this farm, I don't own it. And so if I'm gonna be a team player, and if we're putting on this cattle sale and I'm allowed to have my cows here, I have to contribute. Meaning, you know, if I had fought it, I could have kept my cow. But I'm a team player and I want what's best for the farm, and I want to contribute and pull my weight. So that means I have to put at least one cow into the sale. And this year my decision was easy because everyone was carrying heifers except for Fiona, and I prefer heifers. So that was the whole decision-making process for that. Now when it comes to having Moon Pie, which is my new blue roan heifer, I probably would not have bought her had I not already had Maybelle. So Maybelle is my other blue roan, and they were both born in January, February, so very close together, which puts them more towards spring calving than fall calving. Now they are both very good quality, and I do plan on pulling embryos from them and flushing them at some point, freezing some of their embryos, maybe offering some of their embryos in our future sales. But to do that, they need to have at least one baby first. I've heard from multiple vets and multiple breeders that if you pull embryos before you let them naturally carry at least once, sometimes it can mess them up. So I could have allowed them to be kind of off their normal breeding window and breed them when they're a little bit older, but that also would have meant even longer before we could flush them. So if I was gonna have just two, and they're, you know, both my blue roans, we can have a fun calf watch in spring 2026, I think. I figured that was easy enough, where we would just let them both carry a normal pregnancy in their normal time period. Then we would leave them open, meaning not breed them again, and have a, you know, 7-month period where we could flush them both once or twice, and then breed them back in time with the rest of our cows, and they can be on fall timing after that. So yeah, I tend to actually think things through. Like, there's some things that I do that are a little bit, you know, just a whim, but we had already kind of figured that plan out, and that's why I did that instead of, you know, waiting on something that was due in the fall. Since I already had Maybelle, already had that plan for Maybelle, if we're already doing it for one, might as well have done it for two. So I hope that explained my reasoning, the method to the madness. Let me know if you have any more questions.